Good morning on the start of our push through to Damascus. So we've just been dropped off at the trailhead, just by the hostel. So we're just climbing out. We've got a few options of what we can do today. There's like a shelter in like 9 miles, one in 18, or like camping in between, but it's supposed to potentially snow and or rain again and go below freezing tonight, so shelter might be preferable. But yeah, we avoided the snow yesterday, and actually I'll just see if you can see up here. So these are the hills we were on yesterday coming down. You can just about make out there's like snow on the ground under the trees. So that's what we'll be probably walking through as we get higher up here, but we should be alright. I'm starting to regret my decision to get involved in some AT shenanigans. So about sometime back in Georgia, I can't remember where it was. There was one shelter and there was a brick that someone had like painted yellow, and it said like emergency hiking brick on it, and it was like, you know, it said like, oh, carry me to Maine, and there's like a little log of people who'd carried it that far. And I was like, oh, that's funny, and just carried on. And yesterday a guy walked into the shelter carrying the brick, and I'll be damned if the brick is going to overtake me. It's got no legs. How has it made it this far? But yeah, so I volunteered to carry it for a bit, so I'm going to carry it to wherever we go tonight. I'll carry the emergency hiking brick, so that's an extra 2 or 3 pounds that I'm now carrying just for today. But I was like, fine, I'll do my part and take it as far as we're going today, and then leave it and see if someone else will bring it the rest of the way. But yeah, so that's in my pack, along with a full 5-day resupply, which should be enough to get us to Damascus. Yeah, no, feeling good, rested, legs are feeling good. So I guess our next update today will be in a few miles, actually, when we reach mile 400, so that'll be exciting. So yeah, I'll speak to you when we're there. Well, there it is, 400 miles.
Woo!
How do you feel?
Very accomplished.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to the next 1500?
Yeah, you can't think of it in terms like that. You gotta think of what you've already done.
Yeah. No, I'm real proud of us.
Me too.
But yeah, we've got probably about 70 miles into Damascus. Oh, let me fix that. 70 miles into Damascus, and then from there we're probably in just 2 days from getting to 500, which is, given the itinerary we're planning to walk, we're going to try and push our first 20-mile day before we get to Damascus. So we get there probably around Wednesday, Thursday, depending how long we stay there. We might be at 500 miles in like just a little over a week's time, in like 8 days or something, 9 days, which is pretty crazy. That the first 100 miles felt like such a slog. Like it felt like it took ages to get there. And it kind of did, but it feels now like these like 100 miles are like linking up one after the other pretty quickly. So
there's a nice one.
Oh, that's a much better one, actually.
Well,
there you go. Far? That's a much better marker. I don't know, the map back there said we were at 400.
Yeah, I trust that more than this one.
Yeah, but this is a much better sign. All right, let's keep going. on a very, very frosty Saturday, I want to say. But yeah, so as you can see around me, the snow is still here. I think we technically had a colder night that one time in the Smokies where it got down to like minus 20 Celsius, but at least that time we were in the shelter and it had like a big tarp and there's plenty of us. Last night we were staying in this shelter and there was a snowstorm at about midnight and the wind suddenly changed direction, so it was coming this way into this opening here. So I woke up, other people had their sleeping bags like cinched up really tight. Mine doesn't cinch up that well, so like the wind was opening the sort of quilt portion of it up and snow was getting inside. And like there was just like snow building up all around our heads, so it's like between two other people to try and not disturb them, like silently rotate all my stuff so that my feet were at least facing it and I could get my head out of the way. But then I needed to go to the bathroom, so I had to get up in the middle of the night in a snowstorm to go to use the loo. But look how beautiful this sunrise is, though. So that's something. Yeah, my shift with the brick will end today, so I just need to sign the little logbook that it comes with. So I've done my part. Let's see if the brick can get to Katahdin. What else? Yeah, yesterday was actually our biggest day so far. We did 18.5 miles, which is our biggest day. And today we're probably looking to do around 14 or 15 to get to Boots Off Hostel. We're not going to do a proper stay there. It's just because it's a nice distance. And we'll probably just camp rather than getting a bunker or anything like that. So, but the promise of a hot shower is obviously very appealing right now. So, yeah, I'm going to go try and get set up, packed up. Haven't even started yet, but yeah, should be a cold day. At least bright though. All right, see you later. Okay, quick progress update. We are about another 2,000 feet down from there, from the top of the hill, so there is no more snow, which is nice. It's a bit warmer, able to shed some layers, and not, I can feel my fingers again. And we're just coming up on Laurel Falls now, but we've got about 7.5, 8 miles to go to the hostel, but we've lost a bit of time because we just came across some incredible trail magic. So thank you to Camp Riff Raff for that. There's like, drinks, beer, snacks. But they had hot dogs. They had, they had a proper bonfire going, and he had like big cast iron pan. So he was doing like homemade crisps, like deep frying them fresh. Homemade peach cobbler. It's so good, but we had to leave just before the grilled cheese sandwiches and funnel cakes came out, which is a real shame. But oh, hello, I should be looking at this. I should have been showing you all this. Look at this. Just come across this bridge. Kind of walking through this ravine now as we're coming up to these waterfalls. That's pretty cool. Right, I'm going to stop talking so I don't just lose my way and fall in. Right, I'll catch you in a bit. are just leaving Boots Off Hostel. So we got in a little late, but they had a little cabin for us, which was nice. So we had a very cozy night in a little cabin. And yeah, just had a bit of a lazier morning because we don't have too many miles to push today. So we've got about 42 miles to get into Damascus. So we should be there on Tuesday, so in 3 days. And with the bigger days we have been doing, we thought today we'll just do a little bit of an easier one. So we're either going 9 miles to the next shelter, and depending on how we feel there, we might push an extra 3 or 4 to a good little camping spot that it appears to be a little further on. So yeah, just enjoying these relatively flat few miles alongside Lake Watauga, which is very pretty. I wish we had a bit more time around here. Like Boots Off would be the perfect place to zero. Like the vibe was, it's a really cool vibe there. There's little cabins, little fire pits all over the place to hang out at. You're right next to the lake, so you could go for a swim or something. Yeah, a really nice place. But yeah, as I say, just starting the final push to Damascus now, and yeah, just gonna enjoy some flat ground for a bit. We've made it to our campsite for the evening. So we are, well, how far did we go? About 13 miles? 13 and a bit?
Just less than 13.
Just less than 13. Yeah, so we got to the shelter at 9 miles. And basically just figured we can probably just keep pushing on, because like every mile we do now is one less that we have to do on Tuesday when we go into Damascus, and it's increasingly looking like it might rain that day. So
13.1.
Oh, okay. Well, if we yeah, so if it's gonna throw it down on Tuesday, we might as well take some of these miles off for the day we were gonna end up in Hostel anyway. But yeah, so we're not at a shelter. We're just at a little clearing in the woods. There is a spring nearby, so we should be able to get water. But yeah, we should be in for a nice night. We're in a little bit of a hollow here, so there's no rain forecast. But you know, if there's any wind or anything, we should be nicely sheltered. But yeah, what did you think of the start of the ridge walk?
It was quite nice, actually.
Yeah. There's a few little ups and downs, but it's nothing like.
No.
Yeah.
It's not miles and miles and miles.
No. It's like I was saying, I think I mentioned earlier, like the trail from for a while has been kind of like going around Irwin and around Rowan Mountain, and now we're kind of on a bit where it's just gonna like, there's like quite a lot of it where it's just like a straight shot, like along a ridge line, no major like ups or downs or anything. Oh, what's that? That's just a bird. I think every time we hear like a branch rustle or something, we're like, oh my god, it could be a bear. It's not, it's just a bird. So yeah, we should be in good position to get into Damascus on Tuesday. I think the plan is to stay. Oops, I dropped my phone. I think the plan is to stay 3 nights at the moment, at least. So obviously, when we get in on Tuesday, possibly do a slack pack on Wednesday, and then a 0 on Thursday. But yeah, looking forward to seeing the town. So I've seen it in loads of people's vlogs and videos and stuff. So excited to see what the one of the more famous trail towns is like. But yeah, good day today, and hopefully get a good night's sleep, and we'll be up early in the morning. I want to try and possibly, we need to have a look at our options, but I want to possibly try and push closer to 20 miles. Yeah, we'll see. I did think I want to get my first 20-mile day in before Damascus, but we'll have to see what we can do tomorrow. But yeah, I'll let you know tomorrow anyway what we do. So I'll see you in a bit. Good afternoon. We are, where are we?
No idea.
In the middle of our longest day so far. So we're planning to do, I'm being bitten by insects here. Planning to do 19 miles today. And we're about 7.5 miles in by midday, so that's pretty good going. What else are we doing?
Eclipse?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're just sat having our lunch at the moment, so I'm just trying to finish off these last few Skittles that I've got. But yeah, we've got we should be in Damascus tomorrow as planned, which is good. And the other thing that's exciting, flip my phone over. The other thing that's exciting is today is going to be the solar eclipse in the US. We unfortunately are a bit too far east to get to sort of see the totality of it. But at some point around like 2 o'clock, it might get a bit darker, which will be cool. But yeah, it's kind of overcast, and yeah, it's about 90% cloud coverage at the moment, so chances of us being able to actually see anything is kind of slim, which is a shame, but oh well. Yeah, got plenty of miles still to go. This ridge is proving quite easy to walk on. Like, there's still ups and downs and stuff, like there's still little ridges to go over, bumps to go over and stuff, but they are like more smoothed out, and you're only climbing for like 0.1 of a mile or something before you're then on a flat bit, so it seems quite easy to make good progress. So hopefully shouldn't be getting in like too late tonight. But yeah, I'll catch you later. Good morning on our final push into Damascus. So we are walking very weirdly. My Achilles are playing up a little bit today, but that's kind of to be expected. So we did our biggest day yet of 19 miles yesterday. Felt pretty good with it though. Like, maybe that's just because the terrain was really good, but I felt like I probably could have pushed on to 20 or more, but you know, the shelter was there. It had been raining. I'm just like, oh, I don't want to keep going. This is fine. But yeah, we've got about 10 miles or so into Damascus, and it should be mostly flat and generally downhill all the way, so we should make good time. And well, this is, to be fair, this is all the water I have, because for the next 10 miles or so, because the water source at the shelter was 0.2 miles downhill, down a very steep hill, so it's like almost half a mile there and back, down and up a very steep track, and I just couldn't be bothered. So this is what I've got for 10 miles, but it's quite cool, and like I say, shouldn't be too difficult terrain wise, so it should be fine. If I come across a stream, I'll fill up, but there's nothing marked, at least nothing marked in the map as being accessible. It's kind of the problem with walking along a ridge, really, because you obviously, you know, you're only really reliant on springs rather than streams. Obviously there's nowhere, because you're on top of the ridge, there's not really any space for a stream to form from runoff. You have to kind of rely on hoping that you get water coming up from out of the ground. But yeah, anyway, it should be a good day. We're gonna go, we've got a few errands to run before we check into the hostel. We've got mail we need to pick up, we've got huge breakfasts that need to be eaten at the diner, you know, all very official stuff. So yeah, I'll hopefully try and film a bit more than I did yesterday. It started raining, like I say, yesterday throughout the afternoon, so I didn't film as much as I'd like to have, but yeah, I'll catch you in a bit. Alright, just a very quick one because it is absolutely pissing it down, but look where we made it. Actually, I'm gonna get closer, I can't see anything in this. Can you see that? It's the Virginia state line, we did it. How'd you feel?
Happy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, let's get our pictures and then get to this diner. Let's get out of this rain. Alright, so we've just been dropped off at the road crossing, about 18 miles north of, along the trail from the hostel. So we're doing some slack packing today, which means I just have a small day bag, so I just have some water and snacks and an extra warm layer. So we're travelling light, hopefully we should make good time then. But yeah, so we'll had a really good night yesterday at the hostel. Had some good diner food, hung out. They got really cool like outside area at the hostel, so just hung out with some other hikers. And yeah, just got dropped off this morning, like I say, to do some slack packing. And yeah, the problem every time you stay in town or get resupply or anything, it's always at the bottom of a hill. Like, no one builds grocery stores at like 5,000 feet up, so there's always a climb out. So what we're doing today obviously is being dropped off north of the hostel and then walking back down into town, so we don't have that climb out to do when we leave on Friday. So yeah, it's going to rain all day, but you know, we've got a warm shower and bed waiting for us at the end of the day, so it's not really a problem. But yeah, I don't know how much footage I'll get again. It's going to be chucking it down, but I've got a little Ziploc bag to keep my phone in, so it should be alright. So yeah, I'll bring you on and I'll catch you in a bit. dried up a little bit, but we're just walking along. There's a bit of the trail, it looks like, where it follows the Virginia Creeper Trail, which, as far as I can tell from some signage and literally zero research, like, is basically like an old, disused, I assume, train line, or at least some kind of, you know, old industrial era bit of infrastructure. I mean, like, obviously got things like this. There's obviously a tower or something, foundations for here. I don't know. I'll actually do some research when I get back to some Wi-Fi, and if I'm wrong, I'll put some footnotes or something underneath to correct myself. That's a job for editing, Jimmy. But yeah, it's been some of my favourite miles of the AT, and not at all just because it's completely flat and a nice paved gravel track. But yeah, we're just walking alongside this river. It's really pretty. But we've already done about an hour and a half in, and we've already done like 5 miles. So I'm kind of thinking, in retrospect, well, hindsight being 2020, should we have done a bigger slack pack day?
Yeah.
And done like a 24 mile, at least over 20 mile day, but I don't know. I just feel like we're absolutely flying at the moment. Like, it's like I'm not encumbered with any weight. But yeah. Oh, there's a turn coming up. I bet it goes uphill. Oh, that'll be fun. All right. We may be coming to the end of our flat stretch, so we enjoyed it while it lasted. But all right.
Oh, yeah, there it goes.
Oh yeah. Oh. Yep. Starting to go back uphill. Oh well. This is back to what we're used to. All right. Speak to you in a bit. Alright, we are right in the middle of our 0 day. So, just been walking around town, walking around Damascus, getting treats. I've got a little like brownie from the coffee shop. You've got a milkshake. Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, just run a few errands, sent some postcards, yeah, sent off our mail, all that sort of stuff. So now I'm going to go back, and well, it's been really hot and sunny this morning, but like, you can just tell there's something in the air, and there's going to be like, because it was forecast for like massive thunderstorms later, so kind of glad we did it this way round of like slack packing yesterday and zeroing today.
Oh god.
So yeah, we're walking back to the hostel now. We can just about feel some raindrops and like terrifying looking clouds over there, so you know, we made the right decision. But yeah, I'll go back. I need to edit this video. What else do I need to do? Our laundry's all done. I just need to repack my bag this evening. But otherwise, I can just stick my feet up and go ice my legs. That'll be nice.
Yeah.
And then, oh, see, there you go. It's got bright and sunny again. Really hot. But yeah, looking forward to a relaxing evening, and then we'll get going tomorrow. And then I think the idea is that we should have good weather to go through the Grayson Highlands on Saturday, where there are like wild or feral ponies that roam around. So that'll be a fun one. But yeah, so we'll go back, relax, do my editing, and then have to get up in the morning and keep walking. But that's what we're here for. So, all right, I'll catch you in a bit.